Hello everyone, welcome to a new video. Today we're going to discuss Bitcoin, as yesterday we have discussed Ethereum. Tomorrow we are going to do the Major Saturday, and on Sunday it's going to be Altcoin Sunday. I am looking for more educational content, so I'll be figuring out a schedule for my YouTube and lots of stuff to be deploying in the next weeks and to be posted. As I'm now finally rid of the studies, so we can start accelerating. If you like my content, you know the drill. Please like beneath. That's helping me out a lot. If you would like to be notified, please subscribe to the channel or turn on notifications. And as discussed, today we're going to do Bitcoin as... Well, we have done Ethereum yesterday, and I just want to share my general view on Bitcoin, as there is just only a full bull case and a full bear case, and there's nothing in between on social media right now. So I just wanted to go through the charts and just start from scratch to see what we can see on the markets and where we are standing right now. And I think we're just standing at a new consolidation period after the first run-up of the halving, and I think we are going to see a huge breakout at some point, but we'll get to that later on in this video. It's about 10 to 15 minutes as usual, and I hope you will enjoy it. So I'd like to go from the weekly to the 3 days, to the 2 days, to the 1 day, and I think from every time frame we can see that we are above the 100 and 200 MA from that certain time frame. And that's a significant indicator, as above it it's in bull territory, below it it's in obviously bear territory. On a weekly you can see that we have been acting above these all the time. So even since the start of Bitcoin, we know that it's in a bull market if you are an investor on the weekly time frame, but in between we see cycles. And we've seen a cycle in 2012 to 2014, as you can see here. And we have seen a cycle from 2014 to 2017, which popped at December 2017, in which we corrected, and right now we are consolidating. And in the phase that I want to call the disbelief phase, given that there are bear and bull arguments, while it's on a crossroad. So we did not make a new higher high yet, as we are facing the 10k barrier. We have made a new low because of some short-term liquidation and panic in the other equity markets. But on the other hand, we are making higher lows since the March 12th. So we are in the area that people are in fights with each other, whether it's bull or whether it's bear. And that's I think that's a typical signal of the disbelief phase. So I think we are there, and as you can see, after every expansion in the previous market, you see a period of consolidation and just sideways notion. And right now we have seen expansion as well, and we are just consolidating. As we see here, this was December 2015, May 2016. Consolidation can take a really long time. What I want to say by that is that this price of Bitcoin can continue ranging in this area for some months from here. But all you can conclude is that once it breaks out of this certain range, or the certain pattern it's in, the compression buildup will lead to a massive breaker. And that massive breaker you want to catch. And usually it would not provide any retest until a larger time frame corrective modus. And what I mean by that is that, for instance, you see the compression over here, breakout. After that, it took a very long time, just a brief retest before it continued. Another sideways notion and never came back. So you should be realizing and understanding the dynamics of the markets. As we see, altcoins are doing really well since the halving. And if you want to invest in a certain asset, you get the opportunities. You have seen these opportunities for the past years, and there are just more and more arguments that we are more likely to break upwards. And if we do, we're just probably going to get a brief retest of 10k before we continue. So in this case, if we break the 10k level from the weekly, we are still above the 100 week and 200 week MAs, and we're most likely ready towards the area around 16k, and then get a brief retest before we continue. Then if we go towards the 3-day case, we can even see the range modus we see here, sideways notion before breaking this resistance at $450, which took us a relative long period, and then expansion and another accumulation period. Right now we can see that we are again testing this 10.5k, 10 to 10.5k zone, not breaking through it, and just having a healthy corrective notion. We are just making higher lows still. We are also above the 103-day and 203-day MA over here, and we are doing really fine. It's different than the movements we have here. It's also different than the movements we have here, as we have seen a significant expansion and a blow off top. That's different from the indicators and structure we get from this recent move up. Also what we can see is that the recent low is still holding, and we are around 9k, which we can relatively zoom in on the daily and see some more there. Is that on the daily, as you can see, above 100-day and 200-day MA is bull territory. Over here we've seen the exact same, and right now we are close to that point as well. Heavy crash down in March, as we know as well. 100-day and 200-day MAs are actually coming in as support, relatively close from here, as we can see. But if we see the structure, then we know that the area we don't want to lose, and we are currently testing, is the level around 8688. So the more we test here and just the range, that doesn't matter. It's all about holding this block. If we lose this block, I think we're going to skip this level, as we have been testing it already for one time. And why do I say that? Is that if we lose this block, I assume that many triggers will be hit, and we don't get a retest and drop all the way down. And then the obvious level everybody is watching is the 7-7 zone, as that's untested. But I think we have more significance around this level, which is the 6-8 level. So if we lose this 8688 zone, I think we're going to skip 8285, and from there drop or get a longer corrective notion in which we are probably bottoming out around 6k. Is that bad? No, it's pretty healthy to have such a corrective move. But given that we have taken all the lows already, and given that everyone is waiting for the 6k and 7k zones, I think the market won't be getting it, as we see some significant signals from institutionals that they are interested in Bitcoin right now and actually accumulating, for instance Grayscale, and for instance other people showing interest. Then on the upside we have got a significant resistance zone here too, which has been tested. So if we get there again, the likelihood of breaking through it is significant. And as we know from this 8688 zone, I think the majority of the shorts are above this level here. So what you would get is that once we break above and start to crawl up, once it breaks above 10.5, the acceleration starts to kick in. What levels are there? This zone between 11.7 to 12.1, and then the next level is basically around this block, which is 14k and 16k from the higher time frames. So if we substantially break above the resistance over here, I think we get the continuation of the trend, and I think it's actually likely to have a continuation towards 15 to 16k rather than 11, like if we get a move to 11k, drop back down, then we are in bad territory obviously. But it's very likely after such a compression period with all the TA indicators lining up that we get continuation. And then in this period that we range, which can take a few months more, that's the period that altcoins will do well. And in this move up, you want to be in Bitcoin and probably Bitcoin only. And then when it drops down, so if it rallies towards 16k, makes the drop, this is the area you want to step into altcoins again. So this altcoin circus, we probably have it through the whole summer. And then when Bitcoin decides to make the move, we are okay. Also, we might be having a bullish divergence. Not paying too much attention to it, but it's giving some significance as well. If we zoom in towards the 4 hour, we can see that we've lost a substantial level, which is the 9.3 zone, and that's basically my significant level that I want to see being reclaimed. So right now this order block has been tested. The level that we want to hold on a higher time frame is marked here in the green block. We can have another test here, but once we reclaim 9.3, the next rally will be towards 9.6, and then we get the retest here as what I've discussed previously. However, if we lose this level as discussed, I think it's likely to have to crash towards 7.6 and get continuation like this before we actually bottom out. So what to look for short term, holding this block, reclaiming 9.3. If we do, 9.6 is next, and the retest of 9.3 might be a nice entry. Breakout above 10.5, likelihood towards 14 to 16k, losing 8.6, and I think we're going to test the high 6ks. If you have enjoyed this video and the TA, please like beneath, reply or subscribe to the channel and follow me on Twitter. And thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you back tomorrow.